put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you for staying with us. And as mentioned earlier, we are going to begin our conversations in studio with our guest as we continue talking on the topic International Women's Day 2024. And the theme for this year is Inspire Inclusion. We are going to be speaking with Ms. Jiselle Gittens-Peters. She's a Senior Health Records Officer at the Roxborough Hospital. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, and happy International Women's Day to you.
Thank you, and the very same to you.
Thank you.
And we know that you're a woman, a career woman, and that you're doing your thing and making your strides where you are there at the Roxborough Hospital. Congratulations to you. And
Thank you.
we just want to talk a little bit about the theme this year, which is Inspire Inclusion. How have you seen, or is there a call for us to include women more? Or how do you see women now finding their place and their spaces in their different industries and their careers and climbing up corporate ladders? What has it been like for you in terms of your assessment?
All right. So what I would say is women are needed everywhere. Everywhere, and I'm putting an exclamation mark after that, because when we allow women to sit at the decision-making tables, the policy-making tables, that is where we effect change. This is how we'll be able to spark conversations. This is how we'll be able to break that proverbial glass ceiling. We need to have women sitting in those decision-making, those strategic spaces, so that whatever decisions are made, whatever policies come into play, those things will affect how life in general would happen.
And I like how you touched on the fact that it will affect how life in general happens, because we know there's a place for men and we appreciate their place, and we want them to embrace their positions, but we understand in various conversations that men think with logic, but women also think in a more holistic way in terms of life. Primarily, the woman is the nurturer, she's the homemaker, and so she's been in a managerial position from the onset. So she would consider all the areas, all the aspects of what would make something work. So, of course, giving her that opportunity to sit on those tables, as you spoke about, of course, is very, very welcome. So I see your point there, and I agree with you totally. Who are some of the women who have inspired you on your journey, who have encouraged you and challenged you to be a better you and to push you to pursue your goals?
Right, so definitely we cannot leave out Mommy Dearest.
That's right.
I would have seen my mother go from single parenting, and she held the home down. With the little that she had, with the little that she knew, she did an excellent job. I would have had my first boss, Miss Carol Joseph. When I was just at OJT, she was the secretary to the board at Southwest Regional Health Authority, and she made an indelible mark. Her professionalism is something that I would have really, really admired, and I would have aspired to carry through for myself as well. Within my professional sphere, I had two hospital administrators, namely Susie Doré from the North Central Regional Health Authority, and presently Miss Alison Rambaran Andrews. Women who are not afraid to show up, women who are not afraid to challenge the status quo, who are not afraid to have the difficult conversation or ask the difficult questions. These are some of the women.
Awesome. You just caused my pulse to raise, with your passion in terms of appreciating these women who made these marks on you. And what is it like in your career? What exactly is your role, and how has it been for you in the execution of your duties?
So I'm the Senior Health Records Officer attached to the Roxborough Hospital. Roxborough, is the newest facility on the island, and quickly becoming the preferred, preferred healthcare facility. Health is predominantly women. Let's be fair, you would have touched on it earlier. We are naturally nurturing, we are naturally empathetic, so somehow we tend to gravitate in that direction, and I'm no different. I'm not in a clinical setting, but I'm in a managerial setting, and that allows me the ability to see things from a different perspective. Now, you're going to come in contact with men and women, and let me just say, we appreciate our men.
Of course.
But today is about us.
That's right.
So we're not leaving you all out, because there are men within the health industry who are championing health and quality of health. But because we are focusing on us women, the entire health industry in Trinidad and Tobago, because I would have worked at Southwest, I would have worked at North Central, and now I'm here in TRHA. And one of the threads that go all throughout is that there are women sitting in positions that can effect change. There are women who want to do better, want to see better, and can see the potential that our RHAs can provide. From the medical record standpoint, we get to see women come in for basically everything. And some of the policies, some of the initiatives that we have, these are the things that make women feel comfortable. These are the things that encourage women to come and access services at our healthcare facilities.
Awesome. And this is exactly what you want, because sometimes we have so many, we're struggling and battling with so many things. And sometimes also at the point you made about making it accessible and make them comfortable to come in there. Sometimes there's a stigma that people don't want to access certain things because of how it might make them feel, or what somebody might say, or what somebody might think. So, you know, recommendations to you guys. So implementing policies to make people feel comfortable to access the measure of healthcare there. What is your relationship like in terms of relating to other women on the job and also men? You know, what is it like in terms of when you want to roll out your duties, your roles and responsibilities? What is it like?
So we have to take into consideration persons are different. We come from different backgrounds, we have different experiences. But within the health industry, I think the pervading idea is that we want to be able to deliver, to promote quality healthcare. Sometimes you are going to have those challenge moments. You're going to step on somebody's toes, you might speak out of turn. But because we have that like-mindedness, we are able to say, okay, how can we fix this? How can we do this better? And that is how it is we are able to effectively roll out initiatives. The TRHA offers a lot of opportunities for growth and development through training, through the implementation of initiatives as well. So that in itself makes the job a tad bit easier. I'm not saying that it's easy, but it's easier when it is you realize that, be it male or female, the like-mindedness is there.
And how would you advise or recommend like a young woman wanting to come up in a career and at the decision-making point and she's trying to figure out, where do I go? What would be your encouragement for her to get into the health sector, whether it be on the managerial aspect or the clinical aspect? What would be your recommendation to her?
Don't compete with your male counterparts. He has his role and function. You have your role and function. We are going to complement each other because we see things differently. And which is why I'm adamant that there should be women on all decision-making tables. All policy change, everything needs to have a woman because we offer a different. Now, some people might say we emotional and so on, but that adds to the experience.
Value. That's right.
So whilst it is you are seeking to eke out your path, be conscious of the fact that you are a woman and stand firm in what makes you indelibly female. Being female is wonderful.
It's awesome.
It is beautiful.
That's right.
So we don't need to compete. You step in your strides, establish yourself as the professional that you need to be, but don't just concern yourself with the professional outlook of the life. You're a woman first, you're somebody's daughter, you're somebody's sister, you might potentially be somebody's wife. When you come into your workspace, hold your ground, stand firm, and be the best you could be.
Awesome. This advice is like so polarizing, and I like the holistic approach to it. And I liked how you began. Do not compete with your male. You are not a man. You are not a male. Let us not try to be who we are not. Let us embrace who we are as women, and that is where our power lies.
That is it.
So follow your heart and just do your best in the person that you are, who you were created to be. I want to say thank you so very much for coming on this morning.
Thank you for having me. If you'll allow me, Roxborough Hospital is having their version of a pop-up shop today. So this is our way of acknowledging and celebrating our women. All the vendors, all the services and goods that are going to be on display today are from small business owners and entrepreneurs who are also working at the Roxborough Hospital.
Wow.
So we have talent beyond talent happening. So from 10 o'clock today, after you wrap up the show, Roxborough is the place to be. You could go and be celebrated. You could go and participate in our pop-up shop. You won't be disappointed.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that there, ladies and gentlemen. We've been speaking with Miss Jiselle Gittens-Peters, about her role and function there at the Roxborough Hospital and bringing her perspective of a woman in the workplace. Do not compete with your male counterpart. Just show up as yourself and be the best version of you. That's the only way you'll be able to contribute in a positive light. So be your best self. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to continue conversations in studio with our guests. But before we do so, we do have to take a short break. And while we take this short break, we're going to invite you to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.